Whew. Gotta get it back. Welcome to another episode of the Mad Lucrative Podcast. I'm your host, the one, the only, McNeil7 in the building. What's up? This is episode 213. 213. Yo, this episode is brought to you by Save Tire Auto. If you need some tires, you need some oil changes, you need some brakes, you need air filters, anything that you need on your car, go over there to Save Tire. Tell them Mike sent you from the Mad Lucrative. Tell them McNeil7 sent you from the Mad Lucrative Podcast. How about that? All right. Let me show a little bit of love. I saw CC Band's been in the room the whole time. Shouts out to you, girl. Shouts out to you. Jack Song, what's up? He been in the room. He been in the building the whole time too. For the most part, he been in and out. But I don't discredit anybody. If you support the live stream, I support you. Thank you so much. Also, all of my new Patreon members, shouts out to y'all. Shouts out to all of y'all, yo. Listen, if you're watching this on YouTube and you have not joined the Patreon yet, you are missing a whole 30 minutes before this show that you're watching right now. You're missing 30 minutes of it. I got the pre-show. Listen, next week I do want to dig into a little bit of the AI music and dig into some of the remakes. I'm not going to play it on this particular part of the show because this is monetizing on YouTube and I'm not stupid. I do believe in monetization. I'm a businessman. But listen, I want to just say, Lord Jesus, I don't even want to say it. I want to cry. Don't cry, Big Jesus. Don't cry, Joe. All right, but the family of Michael Eugene Archer, y'all know him as D'Angelo. Close to the family. My wife actually was on tour with Angie Stone for years, and it's just. This just hit different, man. I think so. When you're a musician, it's certain pivotal moments that really influence the way you either conduct business, do business, create music, your interactions with people, what you expect out of people. And then this is another thing. I think this is why we got a lot of trash artists these days. This is why we got a lot of trash artists. They're not studying the other parts of the musician's life and taking pieces of it and implementing it in their stratosphere. Case in point, and I'm not saying, because we are going to talk about the health side of what D'Angelo went through. Listen, if you're watching this on YouTube and you don't want to hear about D'Angelo, this might not be the episode for you. I'm going to talk a little bit of business, but it's going to be D'Angelo, business, D'Angelo, business, D'Angelo. So listen, when it's your own platform, you can do what you want to do. So if you want to watch it, cool. If you don't want to watch it, cool. I'll be here next week. All right. So this is it. It's certain things that D'Angelo and people like him, Prince, I will give the MJ crowd for the people like Chris Brown. But even with that, all of these people study other people that was greater. And that's what I want to get to. Everybody studied somebody that was greater. If you look at a lot of how D'Angelo moved the way he did because how Prince did. If you look at how Prince was creating music and how he moved, he did what he did because how James Brown did. If you and at some point you're gonna backtrack it all the way back to Africa for real. Like you're gonna just backtrack it all the way that far back. But this is where I feel like musicians have been missing the mark, where you have to see how long did D'Angelo take to put certain records out. He took years. You're talking about 3 to 5, and then 5 to 2014 years, 13, 14 years between the next album. Now, I'm not saying that we have the allowed time to be able to do that because I realize that we are in an economy, or we're in a space where musicians are kind of like displaced. Nobody sees the real value in musicianship, right? They don't see it, but they know what it sounds like when they hear it. And that's the point I want to get to. They don't see it, but they know what it sounds like when they hear it. Case in point, I just play a few D'Angelo B-sides. I played maybe two. Well, I played 1, 2. I played 3 of his singles. I played 3 singles technically, but the rest of the records was somewhat B-sides. I don't think musicians know how to make B-sides no more. Because we're all chasing the algorithm. Everybody's chasing the algorithm. Everybody's chasing the hit. Everybody's listening to the record exec that says, yo, we need a hit. This is my word to the wise from all my musicians that might be watching this show. This is my word to the wise. What up? What's it? Michaela, what's up? I want us to start looking at what the music does in the long run. Do you have music that will be playing for the next 30, 40, 50 years? And this is the same reason why I was asking the questions about who do we think could be performing in the Super Bowl by 2030? You watching this right now, who do you think can be performing at the Super Bowl 2030 or Super Bowl 2045? Like, and the reason I have to ask these questions today is because when it comes to musicianships, ship. When it comes to musicianship, you have to know what type of music that you need to create that's going to stand the test of time, that's not going to be making you look crazy in the next 30, 40 years. And then you have the ability to now build the new legacy of music. But I don't see a lot of young people generating music that's going to last the test of time. Everybody is making music for today. I know I get on this girl. I know I get on Sexy Red all the time, right? I get on her like white on rice. But in actuality, I love the fact that she knew how to play the system. She figured out a way to get into the market. She figured out a way to get the eyes on her. But now it's time to pivot. It's been time to pivot. And what's happened is, and y'all might not even be realizing it, but every time a new female artist comes out, or every time a new dope dealer artist comes out, I start the time clock. Because at some point, the dope dealer artist has to figure out a pivot. And once they figure out that pivot, now they can kind of get accepted by the masses. If they get accepted by the masses, now you have the ability to start generating a legacy. But if you never if you never make the music that all of the masses can start to get to, then guess what happens? You start to get lost. And now, once you get lost, the label says, well, they're not hot no more. We need to find another artist. We're going to replace them. I'm not saying that this is what happened. But it sure enough feels like it. Y'all do realize that the music industry and all of the brands and all of the companies that pay for promotional materials, they are in bed together at some point. Every last one. If we talking about Universal, Sony, we talking about Capitol, everybody at some point in the transaction is in bed together. Whether their artist is doing a feature with their artist, whether that company is doing a deal with McDonald's, and then McDonald's did a joint venture with, like, everybody's in bed with somebody, right? That's just the business. So if you did not know, that is the business, right? But I found it really strange, or I find it really strange that we only have the ability to get one Cardi B and one Nicki, and everybody else is kind of subgenre after that. I love Lotto. Lotto is fire. I just said I appreciate Sexy Red. I don't like the art, but I get it. Business wise, I get it. Well, why is it that we always find ourselves in a debacle when it comes to female artists, male artists that come from the street? Why do we always find ourselves in a debacle after you just made M's? That don't make sense to me. And I ain't trying to get into the conspiracy world, but it feels like it's always planned. If we got one Cardi B, and this is when Cardi B came out with Bodak Yellow. When she came out with Bodak Yellow, I was like, yo, it's gonna be a rap. You can hear the artists that have the ability to sell a record, and you can hear when the label is going to use that artist to sell a record. So guess what? It ended up happening. Everybody applauded it. They were like, yo, shouts out to Cardi. Cardi B. And I love Cardi. I love the way she swings words. I love the little Spanish accent in the bars. Like, I think it's dope. But as soon as the label allowed her to start doing what she did, and I can't say allowed because she did do a lot of work. She worked hard to get to where she is. But as soon as the label put her on that platform, I said, the time clock is start with Nicki. I said the time clock is going to start with Nicki, because it's something about the industry not allowing. No, I want to say it. I'm going to say it. It's something about the industry not allowing black people to level up. not allowing them to level up. And see what the general public, and I just talked about this on one of my lives, so I'll talk about it right here on the podcast too. But what the general public don't realize is when a label platforms a certain artist, now all of the brands are in a race to get in bed with that artist and get their products on that artist and get the artist to come do a show, to get them to do some type of an event. Like all of the companies try to go towards that person because the label platformed them. If they boosted them up and they said, this is going to be who the next person is. So why is it that it's normally a black person that has to take a hit when another black person gets lovers up? It feels plantation-y to me. It feels a little plantation-y to me, right? So if we look at how they move, and then we look at how Nicki and Cardi started bickering back and forth, and then we look at how I be trying not to be super jet black. I be trying not to be black on this pod. Because I got a lot of white people that follow me too. But listen, it just is what it is. Why is it that all of our downfalls are always displayed on screen and it's celebrated? All of the promiscuity? I can't say it properly. But all of the stuff that goes on in black streets is always displayed and rewarded on the big screen. It's rewarded to the point where the person that came from that place, that's why we always say you can't hang out where you grew up. The person from that place can't go home and love on the people that kind of helped them get to where they wanted to go in life, but they can't be accepted in the spaces what's over them either. So now they get stuck in that space. Like I've told y'all before, with my 9 to 5, I've had to work on a bunch of houses, right? And I remember going to Cardi and Offset's house. I'll just say down here in Atlanta. I remember going to their house down here in Atlanta. And I was like, oh, this is phenomenal. And when I see that, another clock starts to go off. Another time clock starts to go off. Which is, if you have two celebrity people, that's a couple, and both of them are out public, it's only a matter of time before that relationship is up. It's only a matter of time, because this is what happens. For a lot of us people, I would say, by default, I'm in entertainment business, but a lot of entertainment people have to battle the real deep, dark stuff dolo. They can't battle it out loud, because if they battle it out loud, then you on S-Watch. You know what S-Watch is. If y'all don't know what S-Watch, S-U watch. What they be putting Kanye on all the time. Where they put you in a padded room and they put you on a watch, that type of watch. Well, at some point, that's the only way that the superstar can get rest. That's the only way. So now, to go back to what I was saying, how artists nowadays, they have been adopting the money side, but the art is now reflecting like how bad the music is these days. That is why this music is that bad. So I want us to wise up and just start thinking about things differently. I know, and I got more to talk about, but it was on my heart to just say something about that, because I hate when people say that they want to do music and they don't understand what all comes with it. It was one particular situation where was I in New York? I may have been in New York doing a session. So it was a session I had to do with, what's up, y'all? What up? It was a session I had to do with Josh Stone years ago, right? White girl. And this is me just kind of showing y'all the parallels, right? Parallels, same music, but parallels, different. I had got hired to do a session with Josh Stone in New York. I think I was at Chung King's, or I was at Jungle something. Concrete Jungle Studios, something like that. One of them. And came in, pretty little white girl. And we just started to talk. We kicking it. And she's like, well, you here to do what? So I was like, I'm here to play the organ, this. She's like, okay, cool. So let me hear something. So it's just funny. And One of the records I was playing is How Does It Feel? Bing, 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 bing. On the organ, ooh, that joint feel good. But you when you're playing the organ, you gotta play with your foot. So it's the foot pedals, you got two keyboards up top. And we were just vibing out. But that studio session, you know what was not allowed? You know what was not allowed in that studio session? Weed. Oh! Oh, wait. Wait. And see, this is the stuff. These are the differences and the little innuendos that exist in our space, but nobody talks about it. What was not allowed in that space was also liquor. Oh wow! You know what else? What else they said? Yeah, you want your drink now? You want some coffee? You want some tea? You want any of this stuff now? She said, yeah. Let me get it. They're bringing charcuterie boards and like teas and stuff in that particular session. No weed, no cigarettes, no liquor, no nothing. And I'm producing soul music for this girl. Soul music. So now if you backtrack and I go to any of my black sessions, I hate to say it like that, but you go to any of my black sessions, what they got? What's the first thing they say? Boy, you ain't got no connect down here, boy. And I don't care if it's a trap rapper. I don't care if it's an R&B singer. I don't care. I have had the same type of request when it comes to my black clients versus the opposite with my white clients. And I just said, yo, well, what's the difference? Why do we feel like we need to do that? And now I've started to pinpoint what's happening is we're slowly killing ourselves with stuff that we just feel like we're getting in a vibe with. Yeah, I just got to catch a vibe. No, you're a low-key killing yourself. Not low-key, high-key. You're a high-key killing yourself slowly, right? So back to D'Angelo. And I might not have no time to talk about all of my stuff today. But shouts out to Coach West. West supposed to be here today. But anyway, and I ain't talking about Daniel Caesar. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. But anyway, we have adopted the idea of sitting down with the cigarette and playing the Fender Rhodes as the identity of soul music. Or when it comes to earthy, if I'm thinking of anything earthy, I'm not thinking about gardening immediately. I'm thinking about what to smoke and like what strain is the right strain to get me in the vibe to create the music. This is all problematic at some point in time. And I know I might be preaching to the choir. I might sound like I'm super unk or whatever, but I just really, I really get affected by people that feel like they have to do certain things to promote some type of creative energy. So I'm gonna give y'all a scenario. Then we gonna talk about Daniel Caesar because I gotta hurry up. Coach West is coming in here and he's gonna be talking to y'all too in a minute. So Daniel Caesar. Oh no. That's what I was saying with D'Angelo and the whole smoker thing. And clients, they'll come to the studio. They come through my back door. I got cameras everywhere on my facility. There's cameras everywhere. So I know exactly when you come. I see when you pull up in the driveway. I see when you walk down a little walkway. And I see when you're coming down to my basement. And I see you while you're standing at the door. I see everything, right? What I have a problem with the artist that comes in. They feel like they have to present this type of aura. And then I feel like all of them it's like a Hennessy and weed travel pack. That's what it feels like. It's a Hennessy and weed travel pack. Yo, feedback coming from the mic. Oh, appreciate that, bro. Appreciate letting me know. I can't fix it now. I'm in between. But I'm on the other side. I'm over here too. So come through. I'm on YouTube too right now. But anyway, they'll come to the studio. I see them standing at the door. Most of the time they're looking in the bag. I got a man bag too. I know what I carry in mine. So I know what they carry in this. But I'm not threatened. I don't feel threatened. I have always been cool with the streets. I've always been cool with the hood. And you say it's a white noise. I got a second set of headphones. Let me see. But I'm always cool with the hood. Everybody is always cool with me. I'm just unk to them. And I hear it. But when they come in the studio, I always say, well, if you want to smoke, y'all can go outside. You want to smoke, y'all can go outside. They say, all right, well, we're gonna go outside and we're gonna hit it right quick, and then when we come back, we gonna get this spot. We got some fire for you, I say, okay, cool. What normally happens, they go outside, they smoke, they come back in the studio, and now they're halfway. They're not, their cognitive dissonance, is that how you say it? Is not all the way there. They're just somewhat of a shell of an artist. So now I have to pump and prime them into figuring out, what are you trying to say on the song? What are you actually trying to say? Are you rapping? Are you singing? Nah. Just turn the mic on. And this is where the whole idea of poverty music derives from. Because I've had this episode over and over for decades. I've had this episode over and over for decades. They always do the same thing. And for me, being a part of the industry and having that corporate, let me get my stuff. But being a part of the industry and having, my bad, y'all. I saw my face on one of them podcasts and my joints. I saw my joints on that podcast and my head was mad shiny. I said, no, don't do it. So anyway, what I was saying is, I have been in meetings. I've been in meetings with a lot of people with a lot of money. I'll say it like that. And the way they talk about y'all, the people that just like to smoke weed, the way they talk about y'all, oh, it's nasty. It's nasty. And if y'all knew how they talked about y'all, the weed smoking producers, weed smoking rappers, if you knew how they talked about y'all behind y'all back, you would not do what you're doing now. Because they look at me as one of their equals. They look at me as, yo, Mag, was so and so. And even, I ain't gonna say nothing about him. I ain't gonna say, I'm about to say it. But even one of our people that we would consider goats, one of the people that we would consider goats, I remember somebody talking about them on a conference call. And they don't care if it's recorded or not. They don't care if the artist gets wind of what they said or not. Guess why? The artist can't do nothing. They can't do nothing unless you are locked into what we got going on. You got to pay us our money back for our deal plus interest. Like it's so many other moving parts what they can't even control. They can't control it. So, hold up, y'all. Everybody on TikTok, stay with me for a second. I gotta swipe up right quick to see what's Coach West doing. So give me a second. I'll be right back. But it's just nasty work. It's nasty work. Oh, okay. Never mind. All right. Change your plans. Change your plans. So I got a little bit more time. Coach West will not be able to go live because he got a call. And he's on call. Like, that's his job. He's on call right now. So I get it. So we'll get Coach West in to do a talk with y'all. But I'll recap a little bit towards the end of the show. But yeah, I remember being in one conference call, and we were talking about, I'm about to say the artist name, I can't say that. We were in a conference call with the owner artist, and that was when I was working at G Unit, doing some work for G Unit. And they were like, well, yeah, they do this, they smoke this, and that. I don't know if he can stay sober long enough to get a record done. And then they laugh. Notice that. I don't know if they can stay sober long enough to get the record done. Then the room that I'm in, the conference room, just laughs. The first thing and I didn't laugh. I was just looking around because I'm like, I am an observer of my environments. I'm looking around like, yo, do they know that y'all talk about them like that? Of course not. But guess what? If the artist comes in and they're drunk, guess what they're going to say? You still hitting that bottle? Y'all got to tighten up, y'all. Y'all got to tighten up. So anyway, let's get our first subject, and then we're gonna try to get through this part as quick as possible. So I don't want to waste nobody's time. Listen, shouts out to Daniel Caesar. So Daniel Caesar came to Atlanta, and this is somewhat regional, but I'll still talk about it. Daniel Caesar came to Atlanta and did a show in the park. He did a show in Piedmont Park. Some of the fans, well, a lot of the fans start to show up. This is one thing. This, I think Casanat did it, and a few other people may have done it, but it may not have been on this level. When y'all do these pop-ups, plan the pop-up. Y'all have to get the permits. Daniel Caesar, if you watch, but you probably never watched my podcast, and it's fine. But if Daniel Caesar ever watched this, bro, when whatever city you go to, if you got an idea to do a pop-up, the first people that you need to hit up is not the park. It is not the people to bring a stage. The first people you need to hit up is police department. Y'all need security. Y'all need to make sure that whatever the space is, y'all got a permit. I think and this is the licensed contractor in me coming out talking to y'all. I don't think y'all understand the weight of a crowd of people. Whenever you, and this is why Kanye mentioned the whole slavery thing. I think this is why Kanye said what he said. Terrible placement. It was a terrible analogy. But I think this is what he meant. He was saying, if you got 100 people on a plantation and you got 2 people to patrol the whole situation, how is it possible that these 2 people was able to control all of these people? Right? Now, bring it to present day. Daniel Caesar, if you're on stage and you got, it was about at least 5,000 people out in the park, in Piedmont Park, about 5,000 folk. If anything goes down and somebody starts to shooting, what do you think is going to happen? And I hate that we have to think like this, but what do you think is going to happen if one person gets to shooting amongst 5,000 people? Somebody's going to get trampled. I'm not making it funny, but you're going to have a Travis Scott situation. Remember what happened with Travis Scott, Astro World? You're going to have that type of stuff happening. Somebody's going to get trampled over. There is no police presence, so there is no order. I want y'all to start thinking about this stuff. We got to start thinking about this stuff before we do it. Now, I like the idea of Daniel Caesar having some type of star quality where he can get that type of a pull to people to come out there. I love that part. That's dope. I think that part's dope. But everything else, we got to move in order, yo. We got to move in order. All right. And I had a clip for it, but we're not going to talk about that. Something else I wanted to talk about. This has been on the news cycle for the majority of this week. As far as Jonathan Major on Kurt Franklin's show, I do want to pull this up a little bit because I thought it was pretty cool. I like when people want to be deep, but they don't have the substance. They don't have the spiritual knowledge or the full study in showing what they know as far as like God, church, and praying, all that stuff. But anyway, I wanted to pull this clip up because I thought it was pretty cool to talk about, especially for the brotherhood. All of my brothers out here that might not have any type of mentoring, I wanted to bring this up for y'all because it is important that we have people that can call us out on our ish and we don't feel away after they do it. They just do it. We say what we need to say and keep it moving. All right, so this is Jonathan Majors pretty much correcting NLE Chopper. And yeah.
Going to church isn't the solution, man.
No. I'm not disagreeing with you, King. Yeah. I'm sharing with you what you're walking into. Yeah. What's happening at the table is that for a lot of us, let's call it what it is, religious trauma. Yeah. What we're dealing with a lot at this table is because we have had people make us feel bad.
You know why though? It's a thing where you have us here as people, you have God, and then this is what happened. We got to go through all these different things to get primarily the source. Primarily the source.
All right. So this is my take. As a 41-year-old man, as a 41-year-old straight male, I had to add all that. I understand that there's certain things that I had to go through back then, so I have the knowledge and understanding and the wisdom on how to navigate now. NLE Chopper, I know he's still a youngin', so Young, I like the fact that youngins are now voicing how they feel about certain things, but this is the issue. Yes, you have to go through things. Yes, I feel like those things should lead you to God. But if it don't, then at least you got the experience. That's how I look at it. These things should lead you to God, but if it don't lead you to God, at least you got the experience. If you got the experience, now you can dig into the bag to help somebody. And that's why I think our primary reason for going through a lot of stuff that we go through is for that reason. Now, this is the thing. I am a person that's told I'm an open book. I am open book. I am as transparent could be. I talked about being touched as a kid. I've talked about being broke. I've talked about foreclosures. I've talked about all of my cars being repoed. I've talked about all of the like going through things, ups and downs in marriage. I've talked about these things having lived through it. I've talked about these things having lived through it. So, this is how I look at all of this stuff. This is how I look at all this stuff. I know Coach West. Coach West is in the building. Hold on. Let me put a pause in this conversation for a minute because Coach West is about to come up. Let me get my man's in here for a minute. But yeah, NLE Chopper, he needs some reckoning. Hold up. Everybody say what's up to Coach West. Coach West in the building. What's up, son?
Yes. How you guys doing? I'm here.
Yo, you look tired, dog.
I am. Yo, man. I was out till 2, 3 in the morning on call.
Really?
Yup, and I just got one this morning. I just came in, no water.
Oh.
Crazy.
So I know you on the run. You gotta not on look, he ain't on that type of run. I ain't talking about that. He's on a good run. B. Lamont,
great run.
B. Lamont said, "Yo, coach, what up?" Rashawn said, "Respect." So look, Coach West. Yes. That's I gave you that name for the pod. Tell the people who you are first off. One person sent me a DM and said, "Yo, what part of Brooklyn is he from? Are you from Brooklyn?"
Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn.
She was right. Okay. So tell the people a little bit about yourself, so they know who's working them out. Pause.
Okay, all right. So I'm from New York, master trainer. Been in a few like high-end clubs.
But
been
going to church
Equinox.
isn't the
I was
solution, right?
No.
master trainer for Derek Jeter Sports Club. Yeah, so I've been in a few clubs as a master trainer.
Okay. Now, what's a master trainer mean? What's that?
So master trainer is like the highest cert level you could get. It's like you can say a master trainer has the skills in all levels, and like, he could break down like if you have like tight muscles and stuff like that. You could say like the highest level of certs you could get out there.
Okay.
Like highly recognized. Like I could go to any gym and just show them my cert, and it's just like, all right, like you're the real deal. And you understand, like you have people who have certs, like NASM is the next one where you could get like a higher a higher cert level, what you study for. But yeah, your boy is up there.
So if you were to, and I'm gonna say, let's say, because we in the 40 club. So what would you say? What would you say is the most damaging thing to somebody's body in their 40s as a man?
I would say food.
Okay.
Food is the enemy, man. Yeah, like everything comes down to is food. Like you see, like the stuff we do in the gym is cool, but if you don't come home and finish the rest, it won't work. You're chasing your own tail. You understand? Like it's all on. You wanna depend on what you aiming for. If you aiming for to lose weight, you have to think about like you gotta like take in less in calories.
Right.
You understand? You can't take in the same amount of calories you did before you was trying to lose weight because it don't make no sense. If you're in the gym, you're doing all this hard work. You wanna complement that hard work and start thinking about cutting some of that calories you're taking in.
Yeah.
or you just gonna be always working hard. No, the goal is not always to work hard, but it's to work smart.
Yeah.
You understand?
So I'm gonna let y'all know this Negro right here. This yo, yo, yesterday he killed me, yo. Cause he said
Want the pow pow?
he
Yeah,
said
that's your shit.
he said, you
Yeah,
want some pow pow? I was like, yeah.
I asked you. I said, you sure? I said, you sure? All right, man, we gonna turn it up. So you, man, like shit. I wanted to get a light workout. I didn't even want no pow pow. I know what them shits is like. I was mad
Yeah.
at you when I was done. I was like, man, why he said anything to me? Like, good, hype me up. Talk
Yeah.
about you want the pow pow. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't gonna load it on him. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
load it on you.
Yo.
You gonna get hit. You
Yo.
gonna get hit.
Y'all know the little ropes? It's like, yo, slam it. I was like,
Slam it. Yeah.
I
You was
said,
busy.
I
You was
said,
busy dancing with the ropes. Nah, man, you gotta be angry at them ropes. We got a mission. You
yo,
understand? I'm building soldiers. You can't be dead dangling in that rope. You're gonna get shot.
I'm gonna be an administrative soldier.
No?
I'm gonna be an administrative soldier. It's still a
No, no,
soldier.
no. You're gonna be in the field.
No.
We don't need nobody in the field with typewriters. You gonna work.
I don't want to
You
be
gonna
in the
put in some
field.
work. You gonna kill somebody. You gonna have to kill somebody.
I'm gonna be the correspondent for the military. How about that? That's what we're gonna do. Well, you could be Diesel up here.
Yeah.
It just,
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure wherever you at, them shots get fired. So you're gonna have to work anyway. You can be whatever field you want. All right, sir?
It's trash.
It's war. It's war.
So we had an idea. To do some type of a group coaching. But this is the thing. I'm not gonna do it because y'all know me. I'm not that. I'm if y'all I want y'all to go look at West's page. What's your page? On IG.
Big West 7. Yeah. I mean, if you send the link, they'll find it. It's
all right, Big West
718.
718. Big West 718. If y'all go look at this mug is a black Wolverine. He's a black Wolverine. So
yeah, I agree.
Like
I like extreme stuff. Fast recovery back at the gym the next day, man. Like break a bone and that's it.
Yo.
We back in, coming with your cash.
Yo, this
you
mug
gonna train regardless.
This mug did he did assisted pull-ups. He said, yeah, we doing 100. I said, no, we're not.
100.
We're not.
100. People said, why you did that to him? I said, did what? What you talking about? That's warm up. You warming up.
100 assisted pull-ups was a warm up. Anyway.
Shit, I could have said 500 because we usually start at the 500 numbers. Yeah, man. Like, come on. Nigga, and we got a job. We all got jobs.
But look, Wes, we got the sell list. You can't make it too bad. We got the sell list. The way you talking, they're not gonna sign up to do nothing.
Yeah, listen.
So
you gotta let them know this is the serious club.
Facts.
The serious club. Like they don't tell everybody, man. Listen, don't come in if you come to play. If you come to play around with that weight you got, not us.
Yeah, he ain't lying.
We melting that shit. It's called barbecue. Matter of fact, we gonna call our stuff barbecue because we gonna melt. We gonna melt anything I try to stick on. It's gonna get cooked like fat.
Yo, he ain't lying either, y'all. He is not lying. But I will say this: I didn't tell you, but I have seen some inches come down, pant size, all this stuff, and they ain't been but what 2 weeks.
Will.
This 2 weeks.
You will.
So
you will.
So I ain't mad at it. So what I'm gonna do, everybody that's watching this on Patreon, everybody that's watching this on TikTok, Twitch, everything, I'm gonna put a link in the bio, and if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm gonna put a link in the bio, not only for you to join the challenge, cause he is gonna lead the challenge. That's his thing. He's for real with it. Like he's dope. But I'm gonna put a link in the bio so y'all can go ahead and tap into that. Also, I'm gonna put his page so y'all can go ahead and follow him. Listen, all my fellas, if y'all go follow Wes, you gonna see, you gonna be like, all right. you gonna look at him? You gonna look down? You gonna look at him? You gonna be like, all right, I gotta do something about this. I gotta do something. So I just wanted to make sure I got you on, bro, before you gotta ride out. So
we wanna also make sure, like, the most important is we want people to have fun and be safe. You understand? So, all jokes aside, that the most important to me is form.
Yeah.
I want people to go out there and have a good time, but understand that we don't really care about what kind of weight you lift in and who you're trying to impress. The most important is that you're being safe and you're lifting something that's comfortable around your weight and that you have this challenge in mind. And the challenge is to lose weight.
Yeah.
You understand? Like we're not looking for no superheroes. We're not looking for nobody to hang off the bridge and do stuff like that. Keep it safe.
If
Keep it
it,
civilized. You know what I mean? We want nothing crazy.
you have
You
not been
understand?
civilized, bro.
Yeah, no,
You have not been
listen, I joke a
civilized.
lot, but don't worry. At the same time, I am looking out for you. You understand? Like,
It's true.
I don't
It's
want you to
true.
get injured. I want you to make it back to your kids and all that stuff. So that's most of the stuff that, as a master trainer, that I look for. You understand? Like, I don't want nobody getting injured on no time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Well, appreciate you, dog. Appreciate you. Be
Of
safe out
course.
there in these streets, bro. And
Yes, 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 yes.
I'll holler at you.
All right. Coach West out.
Peace.
Yeah.
Yo, yo, I went to the gym. Is that my girl? Hey, Tatiana, what up? Listen, I went to the gym. I went to the gym. What was this Wednesday? And I was punching the bag. Ha, ha, ha. So I did this. I was trying to get a little warm up before he came in so I could get some extra credit. So he came to the gym. I'm punching the bag. Ha, ha, ha. He said, all right, that's cool. Now let's start the warm up. I said, what the F? You ain't like, what are you doing? You're trying to kill me. Oh, but it's honestly, because I do love hard work and I don't mind doing what I need to do to get the results. I love when people are just efficient and they know their business. They know what they do. Like, I know when it comes to music and when it comes to this space, I know me. I know how to do this, right? But when it comes to the working out stuff, like, I know how to cut. I've always told this story because I'm proud of it. Between my sophomore year of college and my sophomore into junior year, going into senior year, I lost 100 pounds, right? And within that 100 pounds you talking about from 2007 to now, I may have gained like 20 of it back, but I normally cut off and on, off and on. And I only know how to do that as a result of just building the muscle memory to say, okay, bro, you have you've eaten enough. It's time to cut. Or if your clothes start to fit a certain type of way, all right, it's time to cut a little bit more. So I just want to make sure that we get the sustainability driven home. Who is this? John, what up? So this is the thing. We want to make sure we sign up for that. Everybody that's watching this on Patreon, especially y'all. If y'all on I think it's the dollar tier. If you're on the dollar tier, the $9.99 tier, y'all are gonna get that for free. It's in y'all's package. It's gonna be there. So we will be posting all of the meal plans. We'll be posting the workouts. I ain't gonna front. So this is. I mean, since Wes ain't here now, let me talk. This is between me and y'all. All right? Don't tell them I said this. This is between me and y'all, though. All right. No, I wanted to make sure, because I had never worked out with Wes before. So I just wanted to make sure that we had some type of order. I wanted to make sure that he was actually who he said he was. And everything is checked out. He's a good dude. He works out hard. He believes in folks just getting to their prime level of healthiness. Also, I have something coming up that's very special. That's gonna be how much time I got? I got about 10 minutes. It's fine. But I got something very special coming up. And this is more so gonna be for everybody that's in my Patreon community, everybody that's in my Lucrative community. I am working on a few different shows. One of the shows, I need artists. I'll just say it like that. I can't be specific because it's some IP that's inside of that whole situation. But I need some artists that have like infinite skills, singing, rapping. I'm not really looking for no producers. And let y'all know off the rip. Not really looking for producers. I'm a producer. So I mean. Now if I do find a producer, cool, because I'm all for helping. I'm all for making sure that we got some dope products come out. But I just want to make sure, and this is the reason I'm producing everything for the most part. This is the reason. I know that the equity that I bring to the table will open a certain amount of doors that the new producer ain't gonna open. The new producer is gonna be trying to grind their way to the top. They're gonna be trying to get seen. They're gonna be trying to get heard. I'm in a space where a lot of people are already gonna listen. So if I know that a lot of people are already going to listen, I'm going to use that equity to put the light on the people that need it. So that's why I'm producing all of the music for the projects for now. And then once we start to level up and we start to expand, now we can go out and say, okay, well, Nito has this brand built with all these artists. And now these artists have some fan equity where they can bring some producers on and get the producers hot. Case in point, if you look at I hate to say Timbaland and Missy because Timbaland has been slutting himself out. Timbaland, why you keep slutting yourself out, buddy? Timbaland is just slutty. Timbaland has been on the slut bucket. But if you look at artists, no, I don't want to use Timbaland because he's not a good example. Rick Ross, I love to use Rick Ross. If you think about Rick Ross, everybody kind of started they knew the brand. He had the runners and all that stuff in the earlier parts of his career. But when he started getting into that Maybach music and he started to get to that plush music, we all knew, us producers knew who Bink was, the producer. We knew who Bink was, but the masses didn't really understand what the Bink sound was. They thought that Just Blaze was the first person to do certain sounds. Bink was a lot of the first of doing a lot of stuff. But guess what? Ross started getting Bink on some records. Ross started putting Justice League on some records. And now the general public knows those producers because what the artist, the light that the artist shined on them. Well, what happens if the artists don't have the light just yet? Well, they have to have a producer to start bringing them on. That's how it works. So that's how you got Dre and Snoop. Perfect example. You look at Dr. Dre, you look at Snoop. Dre was already popping from NWA and all of his earlier works. He found Snoop, brought Snoop on. Now we all know Snoop as a brand. Snoop brought all these other, and it's kind of like the ecosystem of musicianship. Like you have to understand, nobody's gonna get the light shined on them just off the strength. Everybody's gonna have to put something up at some point. So right now I'm willing to offer myself as the offering to get the independent artists heard and seen. Because guess what? Timbaland ain't going to do it. And guess what? I understand why he ain't doing it. Y'all are some bums. Listen, if there's so many people making bad music, I understand why you got the AI artists now. But see, the way I'm looking at AI and the way I look at artistry, and look, this is another thing. If y'all got any questions in the chat, any of the chats, make sure y'all put it in the chat so I can respond to it before we get off the live. But this is why I'm looking at AI in two different segments. I intend on keeping AI music over here and traditional. It's crazy as you say traditional artists, but I plan on keeping traditional artists over here, AI music over here. Reason being, I understand the severity of keeping up with technology, but I also understand the responsibility of preservation. I understand the responsibility of preservation and keeping up with technology. So I am currently, that's why y'all are seeing, and we ain't talked about that yet either. We'll talk about it in a minute. But that's why I've started doing AI Nito. I'm doing the AI version of myself on certain things and making shows out of that. Why? I can control that. Then you look at what I'm doing in the Lucrative community on Patreon and all that stuff. Why am I doing that? That's because I know that it's going to be some dope musicians that come through, and they're not going to have a light. They're going to be somewhere in Wisconsin where ain't nobody looking at them. ain't nobody ever heard your bars. Ain't nobody ever. But guess what? This bald head black dude named Nito put some light on him and say, oh, he's dope. And now you got some equity that you can take, run, and grow with. So that's a little bit of what I'm working on. So I'll encourage everybody, especially if you watch this on YouTube, make sure you follow the Patreon. Let me see if we got some questions. I saw Jamal say good morning. B. Lamont said D secretary. Yeah, I'm not. Listen, I'm not built for military. All of my what they would say, hoorah people. I'm not built for it. Nope, I'm not. The first time I see a bomb, I'm gonna be like this. Okay, what do you want me to do with this? What do y'all? What do y'all about to do? What y'all about to do? So what we gonna do? We gonna get up and we gonna storm. Nah, y'all gonna do that. Y'all can do that. You got it. Y'all don't need me. You don't need me. I'm not built for military. I'm not. It's two things that I'm not built for. Can y'all guess it? It's two things that I'm not built for, but maybe three. But that if I do that third, then it's gonna land me in one of the two. If I do that third, it's gonna land me in one of the two. Three things I'm not built for, but the two things I'm talking about. One thing is military. Not built for military. Nope, I'm not. Another thing I'm not built for, jail. I'm not built for jail. And the other one is the streets. So if I'm in the streets, I'm going to land in jail. So I'm not built for none of it. No siree. No sirski. But anyway, I have enjoyed bringing this show to y'all. This has been fun. I think my last words, doubling back to D'Angelo. I told y'all this whole episode is going to be about D'Angelo from pre-show all the way to now. But to double back on the whole D'Angelo and Angie Stone and just life as a musician, it's really on my heart that we figure out other ways to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish. I don't feel like it should be a norm for everybody to be deprived of sleep to pursue the career. I don't feel like it should be anybody's norm to go to the studio, smoke weed, drink liquor, and that's the norm in our creative setting. I don't feel like that should be the norm because in the long run, it's gonna hurt us, right? If we look at, I think what was it? Let me make sure I double check before I just start talking. Give me a second. What did I think it was pancreatic cancer? D'Angelo passed from. All right. Yep, pancreatic cancer. All right. So if you look at how people can get pancreatic cancer over time, it is lifestyle. A lot of this stuff is lifestyle, y'all. I've had an uncle to pass from cancer. I've had a really, really close friend to pass from cancer. Common denominator with both of those, my uncle and my best friend, common denominator, smoking. They both smoked all the time. Newports, Black and Miles. I used to smoke Black and Miles. Back in the day all the time. I used to be a Black and Miles. But guess what? I only started smoking Black and Miles when I started doing the studio sessions. I wasn't just smoking off the shrimp. I started hitting the Black and Miles, Hennessy, Ciroc. I started doing that stuff as a result of the studio session. Oh, y'all need something. And look, the funny thing is, or the ironic thing is, when you're in the studio setting, it's not a big a deal because it's normal. If you say it's almost weird if you say I'm good. I'm not gonna smoke. I'm good. It's almost awkward if you say that. But then, if you're like us, because D'Angelo's from Virginia, so if you look at how we are in the South, we love to eat. I love to cook. When we have family in town, or if I come across some of my friends, I always joke. I say, look, you need to come to the house. I'm gonna lay you down. Now I'm not talking about nothing sexual. I'm talking about food. I say, if you come to the house, I'm gonna lay you down. I'm gonna give you that stuffed crab leg. I'm gonna give you that stuffed chicken with the stuffed crab in the inside with the cheese. You got this. Oh, you want and I'm going to cook my tail off. People like this, like this. And I got some. I thought it was funny that the baby started doing food content, but I was like, okay, maybe that's just us North Carolinians, us North Carolinian men. It's just normal for us to cook really good food. But at the end of the day, it's really time for us to start figuring out, okay, how much food, how much salt, how much sugar, how much of this stuff can we actually have on a consistent basis without doing damage to our pancreas, without doing damage to our gut health. So that's why I'm doing the whole challenge with Coach West. I want to challenge any of my community members, because I rarely see y'all like figures. I'm not trying to see y'all figure like that, but I'm just saying I rarely see y'all's health. So I just want to make sure that I could be some type of a light and encourage any of y'all that might need it. If you need the support from a community, you need the support from a coach. I get you from the business standpoint, but Coach West gonna get you from the health standpoint. Also, if you're in North Carolina and you need a direct coach, you need somebody to coach you on the same thing, I got Coach Hamp. Coach Hamp is in North Carolina. That's who helped me lose my 50 pounds when 50 Cent had bet me, I think it was $10,000. He was like, 50 Cent's funny, but he was like, yo, if you could cut 50 pounds in the next 60 days, I give you $10,000. I cut the 50 pounds right at 3 months. So I missed it by a little bit, but I still got some money, but I missed it by a little bit. And he was just like, yo, okay, I see you. And that's what 50 did. So I just want to encourage somebody, y'all. I want to encourage somebody. All right. So hopefully y'all enjoyed today's show. I enjoyed bringing it to y'all. So y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed taking it in. All right. I'm going to holler at y'all next week. All right. Peace.